Hey everyone, it's Kathy at Nothing So Strange. I have not posted a video for almost 2 weeks, so I just thought I'd get on here and talk and catch up. It is 67 days to Halloween. The weather is beautiful. The shop's having good foot traffic. My 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job has been super duper busy. A lot's keeping me away from sitting down and making a nice fun flip through or um, even showing you new things in the shop. I have to do that, but let's just talk. Let's catch up. What are some of the things that have been keeping me busy? Oh, fun one. Last weekend we had the Stramels, Jim and Renee Stramel, come in and film a scene for their new movie, uh, Hell's Junction, um, in the shop, and that was a lot of fun. It um, Jim is a local filmmaker, and we're working together. They work together most of the movies. If you are a film of a fan of horror movies, and you like kind of creative gore fest, really gore fest kind of horror, look up Jim Stramel. If I remember, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the comments below because he does some very creative, and I cannot say enough, gory, but fun and satirical horror films. Anyway, they filmed in this shop, and Vance and I basically played ourselves um, as local shop owners. It was so much fun. Uh, the movie they're filming, Hell's Junction, is about the madman of Matoaka, which is a area pretty close to here. And so basically I'm playing myself, and this is the same shop, but in the movie my shop sells merch for the madman of Matoaka, this gory serial killer. So they brought in the merch, and then we were interviewed a little bit about that. It's pretty funny. So that was great. What else have we done? We're working to double the size of the shop, and when we set up the shop, I've said before, this is a couple warehouse commercial buildings strung together, and the person we bought it from had just antique shop going through the whole thing, and we just took a little bit of it to make the shop because we didn't know how it was going to go. But we're crowded now, so we need to move the wall back, which was built so that we could do that pretty easily. We need to prep all the area behind it, build new walls, basically double the size of what we have going on now. More space for events, more space for merch, more space for people hanging out. That's been a thing lately. More people are coming in, just hanging out in the shop, and that's really fun. That was sort of the feeling we wanted to get. This is, you know, also a place where like-minded people can get together and just hang out and have fun. So we've been working on the shop. We've been working on some various ideas. I think that we're going to set up a little October market in the lot on the side of the building. Maybe October 18th, and I've never set up a market before. You know, it's like setting up a retail shop. One day I said, hey, I'm going to open a shop, and then I'd be like, wait, what's actually involved with setting up a shop? Relatively tedious things, you know, like, oh, state corporation commission and tax IDs and whatnot. So market, I hope, won't be all that, but it was fun. The person and I who were talking, he reads tarot cards. And we were like, oh, we should do a thing, you know, it's kind of witchy down here. We should get more people together. We should have a little market. We could have vendors. We can have music. We can have tarot card readings, you know, just have a lot of fun. But when we were talking about it yesterday, other people who were there were like, oh, yeah, you know, we have a big tent you can use. We have a big popcorn machine you can use. And so there's just generally some excitement about it. Oh, I know an herbalist who will come set up. So yeah, that might actually happen. It's pretty cool. What else? I'm trying to get a shop website up so people can shop online. And again, I use Square for my retail system. And on the one hand, if I wanted to set up the shop right now, I could just like click, put this online. But I don't want everything in the shop to be online. I don't want the camel headdress and saddle to be online. It's really cool. You should come to the shop and see it. I don't have to mail it. I just mailed a couple of rare antique straw braid hat making machines to England. Fingers crossed that they get there okay. But it's taken me months to figure out how to package them so that they won't break on the way. It's rare antique machines, and also how to not pay $700 to ship them, which was the first quote I got. So I right now don't have the headspace to ship everything in the shop. And I was doing that as a favor, actually, for a friend, the straw braid machines. But yeah, decks. Love to put the decks in the shop. The tiaras, the pendulum boards, even some of the local art. We have a lot of local art in the shop. I would love things that are not going to take me months to figure out how to mail. Love to put that online, but I haven't figured out yet how to set it up so that when I say turn this shop on, everything doesn't go live. I thought it would be an opt-in kind of system where you're like, I want this and this and this and this and this to be on the website, but it looks like it's an opt-out system. I don't want this and this and this and this to be on the website. And, we're a curiosity shop. We have a lot of unique items there in the shop. Once they're gone, I don't want all 1,500 of them on the website because they're not all available. Anyway, I'm getting boring here. I'll move on. But it's not going to be quite as easy to turn on the website as I thought. It's 67 days till Halloween. That's so exciting. But that also means I'm hoping every year Llewellyn has a contest on Instagram, or I say every year. At least the last 2 years, they've had a contest on Instagram where you could make a holiday-themed display. And, decks, books, Llewellyn stuff, Halloween stuff. Take a picture, enter the contest, win for the best-looking display. 2 years ago, the shop opened a week or two before Halloween, and so a friend and I were setting it up, and she's taking beautiful, beautiful pictures she took of this display we set up. And then she thought she emailed them to me and deleted them all off her camera, and she didn't email them to me. That never came through. So I didn't enter the first year. Last year, I spent a while setting it up and entered, and did not win, which is fine. It was fun just to enter, and they sent me a little thank you. But this year, I'm like, I really want to throw down and enter this contest and get more attention paid to the selection of decks we have in the shop and the selection of great Halloween stuff we have in the shop. It's fun. It's a couple of my favorite things put together. So I've been thinking about that. Thinking about Halloween. Are we going to do anything for Halloween for the shop or for Samhain? What else? There's a local scavenger hunt that we signed up for that's bringing people through the shop. People come in through various businesses and get a sticker on their kind of bingo card thing saying that they were here. And so a lot of foot traffic from that. There was a really well-attended Veggie Fest in the event space that's in the center of the next block yesterday. So much foot traffic from that. And so it's kind of fun feeling, the weather breaking earlier than usual, which is great. And fingers crossed it stays cold, cooler, nice. Um, and seeing people walking on the streets and not like quickly darting in because it's 100 degrees, but like walking around and stopping and talking. It's good. Um, so, what else do I want to talk about? I wrote down some things to remind me. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, I get so excited when other sites do giveaways. Not that I've won anything yet, but I get really excited. I was thinking I should do a Halloween spooky deck giveaway. But I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. But, pay attention. You'll hear from here if that happens. What else? What have I been doing tarot-wise? It's funny, I never been regular in my deck habits, but last month in July I thought, well, everybody that has a deck of the month and just uses that deck seems to be pretty happy about that. Maybe I'll try that. And so all July I was using the Carnival at the End of the World. I have the book too. It has my deck of the month. You'll notice how hard I'm trying not to say tarot practice. I am surly about some things, and I generally everybody's going to think I'm really weird for saying this, and I'll show you this pretty deck to distract you from that. I never say things like I have a tarot practice or this practice or that practice, because I really resist this sort of recent linguistic trick of taking all the verbs in my life and turning them into nouns. I want to talk about the verbs. I deal out my decks once a day, or I think I'm going to deal out my decks once a day and I don't, or whatnot. I don't want to subsume the action under this sort of inert feeling title of practice. That makes me weird. I feel the same way about a lot of other words. Lifestyle, etc. Now, it's so much more exciting to live a life than to have a lifestyle, to sling some cards rather than to have a practice. And again, I think 99% of the people out there like saying they have a practice, so that's just me being contrary. But there you go. I am. Anyway, so I had a lot of fun in July with this deck. I loved the deck before, and it was so awesome, actually, using the same deck every day and reading with it. So I said this month that I would do it again, and I said I'd do it with Mystical Moments. I have the Oracle too, and I adore the Tarot Mystical Moments so much. And I know none of these are new decks or decks that people haven't seen. So I'm not showing you. Generally, oh my god, how exquisitely beautiful is this deck. I adore it, but for some reason, it has not worked for me for a daily haul. And I was thinking, oh, look at all that reflection. I was thinking, it's the spread. How good is that fool? The little alligator. Big alligator, I should say. Should I be doing a 1-card pull? Should I be doing a 3-card spread? Should I be doing a Celtic cross? Etc., etc. Nothing was working. And so I switched recently to the Magical Forest, and this I'm back in my happy place again using this. I haven't had this long. I've had it in the shop, but I didn't open myself a copy until recently. And it's another one of these decks that you look at and you think, you know, oh, look at these cute little fuzzy animals, but it doesn't read cute and fuzzy. It reads just like an RWS. And so I've been having a really good time again using that. And then I started thinking, well, maybe some of my decks are just more suited to a daily use, and some of them are more suited to particular questions. And so that was a fun thing to think about. I don't know if anybody else feels that same way about their decks. This morning I was like, oh, I'm going to ask about this October market. Is it a good idea, and what things should I keep in mind when we're setting it up? And I did not think that my daily deck was the sort of deck I should use for that. So I used the Bonefire. That seemed like a deck that would talk about work, and I was right, actually. Worked just fine. So it's just something I've been thinking about, and, you know, curious if anybody else feels like, oh, some of my decks are really good for a daily draw. Some of my decks are better for reading for other people. Some are better for reading for myself. Some of them really, I say, for particular questions. And I guess everybody does that. I know people talk about decks being suited to ancestor work or inner child work, but I don't do either of those. So maybe this is just the first time I've encountered a kind of work that takes a particular deck. Anyway, how long have I been talking? 17 minutes. That seems like long enough. A lot going on, and I really need to flip through some decks on camera. I have all those Debray decks I haven't put on camera yet, and I still swear I'm going to do the comparison between the Star Lore Arcana and some other, not really decks, but other Star Chart cards that I have. I should do that next. And I have new decks coming this week that I'm pretty excited about, and so I need to quit being so slack and get some more videos up. And maybe today we've also got some new creepy stuff in the shop. I need to do a quick little 1 or 2 minute video and show you that, because it's so brilliant. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. If you made it through till now, that's awesome. I don't think I've been that terribly interesting today, but yeah, happy 67 days until Halloween, and happy late August, and happy Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Take care.